Hi everyone, my name is Mike and I am a person in recovery. And it's so surreal to me that, if you asked me 2 years ago that I'd be standing on a stage speaking on recovery, I'd think that you're out of your mind. 2 years ago, I had just gotten out of my 5th rehab and I had about 25 days clean. And my dad asked me if I wanted to go to a recovery event in Somerville. And at this point, I had no idea who Not an Easy Fix was, and I had no idea that the creators were the parents of Jackson Reynolds, who I knew in high school. And we went to the event, and I remember we stood out in the back, and we were listening to the people share their experience, strength, and hope. And my friend, who I also knew, Ian Feely, he was sharing his experience, and he said that he had 9 months clean. And I remember feeling something that night that I hadn't felt in a really long time, and that was hope. He gave me hope that if he can do this, maybe this is possible for me, because I never thought in a million years that this was possible for me. And on July 16th, I just celebrated 2 years clean for the first time in my life. I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit my story. So, I grew up in Bridgewater, New Jersey, to a middle-class family. I had my dad, my sister, and my mom. And, I never thought, from a very young age, I knew that there was something different about me, that I wasn't normal. I never felt like I fit in. I never felt like I was good enough. I always felt less than. I had really bad anxiety growing up. I saw doctors and psychiatrists a better part of my childhood. At 14 years old, I was drinking on a regular basis. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, man. I started hanging out with people that were a lot older than me. At 16 years old, I was selling drugs. I was smoking weed on a regular basis. I got arrested for multiple felony charges. And at 17 years old, I tried heroin for the first time. And I remember feeling for the first time that I no longer had to feel less than. I no longer had to feel not good enough. I didn't have to feel anything. And I remember saying to myself that I want to feel this way for the rest of my life. At 18 years old, I was a full-blown junkie. I was lying, stealing, manipulating, doing anything that I could to get one more, terrorizing my family. At 18 years old, I got a call that changed my life forever. My dad called me and he said, "Your mom was in a severe car accident, and I need you to meet me at the hospital." And you know what the disease of addiction does? I'll tell you what the disease of addiction told me. It said, "This wasn't in the cards today. You need to go meet up with your dealer. You're supposed to meet with him in 15 minutes. So when my mom was sitting in the hospital fighting for her life in a coma, I was worried about how I was going to go get high. At 19 years old, I went to rehab for the first time, and I had hit a bottom at that point, but I just wasn't ready yet. For the next decade, I spent time in rehabs, getting arrested, going to jail, and at 30 years old, I found myself, just got fired from my job, just had my car repossessed, and just got evicted from my apartment. And I remember texting my dad and telling him if I could come stay with him for a few days, because he had no idea at this point what was going on. And I just showed up at his house with some clothes that I threw in a bag. I hadn't taken a shower in months. I hadn't cleaned my clothes in who knows how long. And through the grace of God and my dad being the wonderful guy that he is, he let me stay, because I had nowhere to go at that point. I didn't even have a car to sleep in. And I had hit many bottoms at this point, but for whatever reason, this was the bottom that really stood out to me. And I ended up going to rehab, and it was the 5th time or so that I went, and something changed in my mind. It was like a light switch went off, and I said, I cannot live the way that I'm living anymore. I'm gonna die. And they introduced me to 12-step fellowship, man, and it saved my life. I don't know where I would be without it. I remember sitting outside of a meeting right when I got out of rehab, and I remember praying to God and just asking God to just show me a sign and give me a reason why this time will be different, and He did, man. And I met such beautiful people. Like, I have the most amazing friends today, and like that much might not mean much, but I didn't have friends for a very long time. I sat in my room alone and I used. The friends I have in my life, it's incredible. Like, I never thought that I could have fun without the use of drugs. Every time that I would get clean for a little bit, I'd be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get high. But like, we have a lot of fun, man. The last 2 years of my life, I've done more things and I've had more fun than I had ever. I've gone skiing, we go bowling, we go to the diner, we hang out, we play games. Like, it's really just a beautiful thing. I have an incredible girlfriend that's here tonight, and she's in recovery too, and we hold each other accountable, man. It's incredible to have someone that you love, be in recovery with you. We went on vacation recently. I hadn't been on vacation in years. I have my family and my life today, and my family is so important to me today, and that wasn't always the case. Just a couple days ago, me and my dad went to Baltimore to help my sister move, and it's amazing to be able to be there for her today, because I wasn't there for her for a very long time. I'll share this with you guys. When I had around 60 days clean, I had seen my sister about a week before I went into rehab this last time, and when I had 60 days clean, she texted me and she congratulated me, and she said, I started to prepare for your funeral. And that hit me so hard. And she was there. Her and her fiance came from Michigan a few weeks ago to see me celebrate 2 years, and it's amazing to have these people back in my life. I want to thank Jack and Ellen, who were also there when I celebrated 2 years. You guys are the most special people that I've ever met. I love you guys. Listen, if you guys are struggling with addiction and you think that there is no way out, I was there too. I didn't think in a million years that I'd be standing here with 2 years clean. So I want to thank all you guys for coming out. Thank you for hearing me. Thanks.